Welcome guys to the Squared Circle, and today is the day when we predict SummerSlam 2020. But today, it's just not your boy, the Squared Circle, predicting the match card all by himself. I brought some friends with me who all are wrestling fanatics just like me. Introducing wrestling fanatic number one, Parth. Fanatic number two, Shivansh. Number three, Dr. Raghavendra. Number four, Neil. Number five, Mr. Pavan and his son Rajveer. So, how is everyone?
Oh, good.
Now good?
SummerSlam ready?
Awesome.
Okay. So, without further ado, let's get started with SummerSlam 2020 predictions. So, first up, we have Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. And who do you guys think is going to win this? Parth?
I'm going with Randy Orton because he's on a whole new level right now, and Drew has been champ for 5 months and he's doing great. But Randy Orton is just Randy Orton right now, so Randy for me.
Okay. Shivansh?
Yes. Actually, according to me, Drew must retain his title because he needs to have good title run, and he should give more others opportunities to youngsters who are in the roster. So for me, it's Drew.
Okay. Raghavendra?
Well, talking about the potential biggest match of the year, uh, even though Drew McIntyre is my favorite, but still, I would say that it's Randy Orton who is going to win because there is a reason behind it. First of all, it would continue the momentum that Randy Orton is carrying, and Drew McIntyre needs to win that WWE Championship in front of the WWE Universe, which he was not able to do because of the COVID situation. So it would be a win-win situation if Randy Orton wins it right now and Drew McIntyre wins it around the time of WrestleMania or around the Royal Rumble, so that he can go to WrestleMania Hollywood as the WWE champion.
Okay. So, Neil?
I go Randy Orton because, like Ravindra said, Drew needs his crowd moment, and he can bring that by winning the WWE Championship in front of the crowd.
Okay. Mr. Pavan?
Rajveer. The storyline of this match is very interesting. They have done a superb job of making everyone invested and care, especially about that turn in Ric Flair. And yeah, my prediction is Randy Orton. Randy Orton is going to win.
I think Drew. I think Drew needs to win.
Okay. I'm gonna make my prediction. I think Randy will win this because, as Raghavendra said, I agree with this point that Drew needs to win this championship in front of a big crowd, like in front of a WrestleMania like crowd. And Randy Orton, it's really confusing for the momentum of other players, other opposition, because if Drew loses, it will break his momentum, his hot run currently. And if Randy loses, he loses his momentum. And both are currently on a very hot run. So I guess Randy will win this because he is currently on a legend killer run. So yeah, I'll go with the Randy. I'll go with Randy Orton as well. So next up we have Sasha Banks versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Parth, who do you think will win this?
I think Asuka because there are two matches, and I think Asuka and Sasha will go to distance, and Asuka will win, and then later on Bayley will retain because Asuka is tired.
Okay, Neil.
It has to be Oscar.
Okay,
Like I said, it what will happen? They will go. It will be a match, and Oscar will be kind of tired. Barely what Charlotte Flair did last year, Money in the Bank to Becky Lynch.
okay. Mr. Pavan.
I actually think uh, Asuka should win because uh, Sasha Banks has a very poor track record of maintaining her championship. So
Not a
she
single
has
defense.
yeah. And WWE loves screwing it up with her. They just love mocking her. So it will be part of next. What's your opinion?
Sasha, because I think Bailey will cheat.
Okay. Shivansh.
According to me, Asuka should win it again because the thing was she lost it due to advantage of last time that Bayley attacked Kairi Sane backstage. Then Asuka didn't have that good title run she had, and she didn't have good title defense as well. So I think I should go with Asuka for that
Okay,
to win the
Raghavendra.
title again.
The way these storylines are interlinked and intertwining, actually, this is not just a one match. There is another match which is linked to it, and that is Bayley versus Asuka. Okay,
Hmm.
what I feel is since Sasha Banks is the new champion and Bayley has been a champion since the last year of May, except for the 4 days that she lost her title around Hell in a Cell. I feel that
Yes,
Sasha Banks will retain and Bayley will lose her title, and that will build a kind of jealousy in Bayley that Sasha Banks is the champion and I have lost my title. Okay, so that will ultimately set up for the match at the time of around the next big thing, next big pay per view in front of the WWE Universe whenever it happens. So I feel Sasha Banks will retain.
Just to add
I,
something,
I just love the storyline.
the storyline
Thank you.
between Banks and Bailey so far, the build-up has been around the SmackDown Women's Championship, like Sasha eyeing the championship. So like it will kind of weird if they
It
just start fighting for the Raw one.
Yeah, it can turn to Raw Women's title picture. And the same thing happened when Bailey was champion. Sasha Banks was there, but she was supporting her. Okay, she would not gel. And of all the situation, we also saw it at WrestleMania that Sasha Banks helped Bailey retain the title. But when it comes to Bailey losing the title and Sasha Banks being the champion, Bailey will not feel the same way, and Bailey will turn her back on Sasha Banks, which will ultimately make Sasha Banks face and Bailey
yes,
heel, and that can lead
yeah.
to their match at big situation at whenever it happens.
Okay, so I have a really different opinion on this. It actually, this match might get decided when we get to know the final match card, like which match is going to take place first. If Bailey versus Sasha Banks is going to, if Bailey versus Asuka is going to take place first, uh,
Interesting.
then the storyline can go a very different way. If Sasha versus Asuka is going to be first, the storyline goes a very different way. I definitely think that Asuka is definitely winning one title at least. Who knows? She might win two belts, but I think she is winning
Possibly.
over Sasha Banks because, as someone said, that Sasha has a terrible record of defending a title, and this will actually, you know, ge- give give her a bit of jealousy towards the one who retains. So I am going with Asuka in this one. Next up, we have Bailey versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And Shivan, who do you think will win this?
Actually, I think Asuka should take the SmackDown Women's title because we know the record between Bayley and Asuka. As well. Bayley never had a victory over Asuka. As Asuka has more victory over her. So for me, it's Asuka.
Okay, Raghavendra.
Yeah, a few hours back, a video was uploaded on WWE Network page, Instagram page, and it was showing the match between Asuka and Bailey. That happened 4 years back at NXT Takeover Brooklyn. So, coming to the answer, let me answer first. My answer is Asuka, and the reason I explained you in the Sasha Banks versus Asuka match. Uh, yeah, that's my answer. Well, it's nostalgia that after 4 years I'm getting to see that match happen at SummerSlam, the same match that happened 4 years back at SummerSlam weekend. So this
Okay,
is a full circle that has come. That time also Bailey, that time Asuka was champion and Bailey was the challenger. This time Bailey is champion and Asuka is challenger, and they both the matches happened at SummerSlam weekend. So it's ironic. The answer is Asuka.
okay. Neil.
Barely. I don't think she'll lose the title any soon. I hate to say it, but Bailey will win however it is possible.
Okay. Parth.
I'll go with Bailey because I feel one of the record is getting breaking. Like either Sasha is defending successfully or Bailey beats Asuka. And I don't expect any clean finishes in either of these matches. So I'll go with Bailey.
Okay.
Rajveer,
Yeah.
Mm, Asuka.
Asuka is defeating Bayley. So Asuka is winning two belts. Two belts,
I
Asuka.
think so too, well, Asuka.
Okay.
No way. No way. Bailey is winning.
Asuka.
That's
Okay.
like
Okay, I will go with Asuka in this one. I don't know why, but I think Asuka is winning. She might win two belts because I don't see any other challenger as of right now for Bailey in the near future because they WWE has been running this storyline for a very long time, like 2 months now. That we are saying Bailey versus Asuka or the same people again and again fighting Bailey. Nikki Cross has fought her so many times. Asuka has fought her. Uh, I don't think there's anyone else who's left to fight Bailey. So I think that this would be a perfect time for Asuka to clinch a victory in this.
Ask if Asuka wins, she will be a face, and she can open doors for superstars
Exactly.
like
Like
Lacey
be
Evans, Sonya
yeah,
Deville to
yeah.
present.
Naomi, Lacey Evans.
Yeah, right. Even Carmella or other superstars.
So next up we have the Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza for the Raw Tag Team Championship. So Neil, who do you think will win this?
Street profits, no doubt, street profits.
Okay. Shivansh.
For me, it's Street Profits because as they are dominating and they are entertaining so much and giving best of the matches during this pandemic. So I'll go with Street Profits because I like Monte's charisma and energy the most. That's all I need to say.
Okay. Part.
I'm going with Andrade and Angel because of the storyline, like the poisoning of Pontes. I think Andrade and Angel will win the titles, and then later on, when they lose, one of them is going to turn on each other and go on to be a single star.
Hmm. Okay. Raghavendra.
Yeah, first of all, this match is going to be a treat to watch, considering the quality of action that these are the way these guys are going to perform. These guys are taking Raw to a different level. Now, coming to the predictions, my answer is the genius of Zelina Vega, Andrade, and Angel guys. They are going to be the champions, and that will ultimately open the door to Ricochet and Cedric Alexander becoming the Raw Tag Team Champions somewhere around the time of Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. Because these guys, they are next level guys, and they will become Raw Tag Team Champions. If Street Profits wins, then there are other teams like Viking Raiders or Ricochet, Cedric Alexander. So instead of having a face-face clash, a heel-face clash will be very
Face
interesting.
clash.
And
I
I
would
feel that
also like to add,
by the end of year, Viking Raiders will be drafted to SmackDown. So
also I would
I
like
think
to add,
Andrade and
we
Angel
have a
guys.
new I would also like to add if Hurt Business gets a title shot on Raw tag team titles over Street Profits, uh, having Bobby Lashley and Benjamin as a team and MVP managing it, they can also pull the victory in future if they get the title shot. It's my
Yeah,
thought and
this
opinion.
is that's the beauty of tag team titles. Mid, from a low, there's nothing like low level superstars, but still, from so emerging superstars to even established superstars, anyone can hold these tag team titles. So yes, the Hurt Business is a good contender.
Okay. Mr. Pavan.
Mhm.
I go with Street Profits and Rajveer.
Angel Garza and Andrade Cien.
Oh, okay. I will go with the Street Profits because I think it has been hinted from a very long time that Andrade and Angel Garza are looking for a split up in the faction, and this would be the perfect time for them to someone would backstab them. I think Angel Garza would finally backstab Andrade, since Andrade was doing it for a very long time now, and yeah, it would be a perfect time for a faction like the Hurt Business to come up and face a face a tag team like the Street Profits in the future because I think the Hurt Business is on a very hot run as they did it on the Raw Underground stuff. They beat everyone there, and I think they are the future champions, and they will have to beat a face team, and I think it should be the Street Profits who are going to get beaten by them. So I think this match, the Street Profits are winning this. Uh, so next up we have Apollo Crews versus MVP for the United States Championship. And Raghavendra, what do you think will win?
I think this match will take place at the kickoff of SummerSlam because you know,
Yeah, can
apart from controversy, there is nothing which is a part of this match. MVP has already lost, to Apollo Crews clean. So something, it is something that is related to the hurt business, something like that. My answer would be uh, Apollo Crews.
okay. Parth.
Apollo. This needs to end now. It's far too stretched now. It's over.
Okay. Mr. Pavan.
Apollo for sure because he just started doing, and unfortunately he was not able to defend and take his championship, become a big good defending champion. So now I think Apollo will win.
Apollo.
Okay. Neil.
MVP. I want him to win a title right now, and he is going after the US title. So my pick is MVP.
Okay. Shivansh.
I would like to go with Apollo Crews because he's the young WWE superstar. So we need these kind of superstars winning these such of titles so that company has its good name. So I would like to go with Apollo Crews.
Okay, so I have a very different opinion on this one. I'm going to go with MVP because I believe that Apollo Crews is joining the Hurt business in the future. They'll go a long way after that. I'm really excited to see that MVP leading a faction with a championship and eventually taking over Raw, like they did back 2 weeks ago, like when they did demolish the Raw Underground roster. So yeah, I'm going to go with MVP for this one. So next up, we have Sonya Deville versus Mandy Rose in a hair versus hair match. So Parth, who are you going with?
I'm going with Mandy because these hair matches, he'll never wins. He'll always loses their hair.
Okay,
And
uh,
also, yeah.
Shivansh.
Yeah, I would also go with Mandy because Sonya needs some change, and we look back at hair versus hair matches. All as Parth said that heel always loses and gets his hair sacrificed. Even if we remember back in late 90s, Chris Jericho versus Kevin Nash has also been happened, but Kevin Nash hair was never shaved; it was shortened. So I think Mandy will either shorten her hair like a boy cut or a bob cut, or
But they are
she'll
indicating it bald.
entirely.
Yeah.
If you look at their Twitter, their
Yeah,
tweets, yeah, and that's where the trimmer
okay.
was used in the the last confrontation that they had, last to last. The trimmer was used, so it will be shaving bald. That's what I feel according to the tweets.
Yeah, shaving bald.
Okay, Raghavendra, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, Sonya Deville is my favorite superstar on SmackDown, but I feel that Mandy Rose will win because Sonya Deville looks so damn good. She's so smart, and with that bald look, she's going to kill it. I feel that she's going to look very badass, and that will ultimately establish her, as even a bigger superstar in the WWE. So even though I want to support Sonya Deville, but I feel that Mandy Rose is going to win.
Okay, Neil.
Right.
I don't really know who. I cannot choose, but Mandy will win.
Okay, Mr. Pavan.
My wrestling logic says that uh, Mandy Rose has already got her haircut done now. She's already got her look, so no point changing and going for a new look. Sonia Deville is a heel, and having a bald hair look will actually further her character and make her look more heel. But yeah, so obviously it's Sonia who's gonna lose. But it will be so interesting if Mandy all of a sudden loses and she has to shave her head, and it will be so much interesting to see that how Otis reacts to it, and will he love her the same way he does. So that portion actually nobody has thought of, but it would be so
Yeah.
much interesting to see. Let's hear it from Rajveer.
I think Sonia will win.
So he
Yes, sir.
he
You have
wants to
raised
be
a
a
very
bad
good point.
Mandy.
and that's why they have kept Otis literally on the sidelines by not mentioning Money in the Bank, because the Fiend Strowman storyline is going. So Money in the Bank is something that does not come into play, in this storyline. So with Mandy Rose losing her character, and if Otis turns on her, turns away from her, that will ultimately bring highlight to Money in the Bank as well.
Also, the
So
thing is,
that is a
it
good
can break the
possibility.
storyline if Mandy gets her head shaved or Sonya wins over. We are
Okay,
done with that.
what
Yeah.
I think, I completely agree with what Mr. Pawan said. I had this exactly same opinion that Mandy Rose has already had a new look on SmackDown. She has her hair cut off, and yeah, Sonya Deville would actually look really badass with the bald look, and she has that boxer gimmick type of thing, that MMA type of gimmick, and this would
Right.
actually enlighten her gimmick more if she gets a bald look or a boycott look. So I'm going with Mandy Rose on this one too. Next up, we have Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio in a street
Wow.
fight. Okay, so Mr. Pavan, who do you think will win this?
It's very difficult. I am sure this guy, he will actually, Dominic is going to have a very good match, but it's obvious that Seth Rollins is going to win this match. But, we would actually, the anticipation of this match has been superb. We would love to see Seth get his ass kicked the way he's got, he's beaten Dominic. It really touched everyone. So they've done a superb job again. Credit to WWE for building up such a superb storyline and making us all invested. So, but my answer to your question is Seth Rollins.
My answer to your question is Seth Rollins.
Okay. Neil.
Dominic Mysterio to end the rivalry. Because I feel when Seth wins, it won't end the rivalry.
Okay. Shivansh.
According to me, it should be Dominic because it would be his biggest debut match in front of no crowd, and he should avenge his dad's death. I mean, not death. I mean to say his eye for an eye that happened to it.
By
Sorry for
Mariah.
that. So for that, I'm going with Dominic because it would be his biggest moment that he's gonna live. So Dominic.
Okay, Parth.
It has to be Seth because if Dominic wins, people are going to chew him out. And also, like I feel that in the match, we'll see a lot of moments where we feel that Dominic might pull this off. But since it's a straight fight, we can expect a lot of interferences and maybe at times Seth Rollins wins.
Close
Yeah,
finish, you mean? Close finish.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Raghavendra.
Nice.
Well, there is a very interesting element of the story, and that is, Aleister Black. Aleister Black is nowhere to be seen, and the hints that he is giving on his Instagram profile, about his evolution, the change of his character. If Aleister Black shows up, then Dominic is going to win, or else, Dominic will literally beat up Seth Rollins because of, because on this past Raw, I've seen, one of the most it was a third degree torture. I've never seen someone really get up, in reality, someone get up as getting beat up that bad, So if Aleister Black comes, then only Dominic has a chance. Otherwise, considering that Aleister Black is not coming, my answer is the Monday Night Messiah.
Okay. Uh, I am actually really, really confused with what should the match be. It's now a street fight. It's completely evident that there's going to be an interruption, and I completely agree with Raghavendra that Aleister Black can interrupt the match since Seth Rollins is a heel and his faction AOP and the other person is out. I don't think anybody is going to come and save Seth Rollins from beating. I think the how the match would end, that in a street fight Seth Rollins will be going to take an eye off of Dominic Mysterio, and then Aleister Black appears, or maybe some of the Latinos, or Humberto Carrillo appears, or maybe even Rey Mysterio appears. Who knows?
Even
So
Samoa Joe.
yeah. So Dominic Mysterio has immense backup, whereas Seth Rollins doesn't. So I believe Dominic is winning this one. Okay, so next up we have Braun Strowman versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship. And Parth, who do you think will win this?
I think Braun Strowman because I feel said something wrong. I think like the obvious reasoning would be like Alexa interferes and cost Braun the title. But I think we'll see a serve where Alexa turns on the Fiend and helps Braun win the title because it kind of feels like a setup to me.
Okay. Shivansh.
Yes, according to me, Fiend should get his title back because he's coming for that and he's building up his character Fiend over and over again, and he needs that toy that he lost back in Super Showdown against Goldberg out of nowhere, keeping his undefeated run to an end. So he should bounce back and get his toy back. That is the Universal title.
Okay. Neil.
My wrestling side brain says Bray Wyatt will win, but my other side of my brain says Braun Strowman will win.
Uh, Mr. Pavan.
Rajveer.
I think so. Otis will cash in
Oh my
because
God! Yeah, we didn't
because
even think of that. He wants this cashing in to be done. Okay, so who will he cash it on? On Braun.
mm, I think so on Fiend.
Okay, so Fiend is going to win, and Otis is gonna
Otis
come and
cash in.
my God, what
So
a
will the casting be
storyline, huh?
successful?
I think so.
It can be
Otis can
anything.
win a championship because he has not won a championship.
He's never won a championship before.
Hmm.
So yeah, yeah. So continuing what Shivans actually was saying, in my opinion, yes, they made a mistake by losing, making Bray Wyatt lose so early to Goldberg, so that he can go to WrestleMania and ultimately they can put that title on Roman Reigns. But
Mhm.
was it a mistake? Yes, obviously. Do you think Vince McMahon feels that this is a mistake? No chance in hell. So I think Braun Strowman is going to retain it. And
Okay.
yeah, no money in the bank cash in is going to happen.
Okay. Raghavendra.
Well, everyone thinks that, and that is true. The Fiend is a virus. He is not going to leave Braun Strowman until he gets his toy back. Okay, so what I feel is I'm going with the Fiend, but if I think it, especially after watching this SmackDown, the obvious answer is Fiend. But considering what Parth said, it could be a setup between set up by Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss, because on the past episode of SmackDown, we witnessed that Alexa Bliss, she kind of controlled the Fiend. Okay, so Alexa Bliss is having some kind of authority over the Fiend. So if I get very deep into it, I feel that something. Considering the change in look of Braun Strowman, his attitude, his personality, even though the Fiend has to win, Braun Strowman will pull it out. Well, I'm supporting the Fiend, anyways.
Okay, okay. So I believe the Fiend is going to win this because I don't know where the Fiend will go if he doesn't, because
Exactly.
the Fiend has already been buried so many times, and I don't think there's a comeback after this. After Braun Strowman, there's no comeback. I'm actually really excited for the match because this storyline is the main reason why WWE is turning TV 14, and I'm really excited to see what is going to happen in this match, especially with Alexa Bliss. Uh, because both of them have actually attacked her, and I believe there will be a Sister Bliss incarnation, and she's going to interrupt, and she's going to interrupt Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman will lose.